Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sajna Binel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to write functional requirements. This is one of the frequently asked questions in most of my workshops, and hence I decided to do a small video tutorial in order to help you write effective functional requirements. Now we need to understand who are the target audiences for a functional requirement document or an FRD. So there are broad level two categories of consumers for this document. One is your customer or business users. The second category is the implementation team, which consists of your developers and testers. So we have to write the functional requirements in such a way that they are very simple and easy to understand for both our audiences. For ease of understanding, I have broken down the entire process into 4 simple steps. Let's take a look at those steps. Step 1 says always write the positive flow first. Step 2 says write your exceptional scenarios later. Step 3 says create data dictionary. Step 4, write non-functional and transition requirements. Now we'll see all these steps with the help of an example. So on your screen, you're seeing a flight booking engine, and we are going to write a functional requirement for this screen. Step 1, as I said, write the positive flow first. Now, what is a positive flow? A positive flow is a happy flow, or a flow wherein you are not expecting any interruptions. So, whenever you are navigating through an application, there will be several interruptions in the application, like system failure or an error popping up, the payment cannot be processed. Or so as an analyst, when you start writing a functional requirement, do not think about these negative scenarios. Think about the positive flow first, and then later on the step 2 we can think about these negative scenarios. So I start off writing. Now my flow in this particular example, my flow has to start from book a flight and end till the booking confirmation is received from the by the user. So I start off writing by first indicating how this screen will be triggered. So I say when a user clicks on book a flight on home page, the flight booking screen is displayed. On the screen, user shall enter all booking related information and click on search flight in order to book a flight of his choice. System shall search for all available flights matching the criteria and display results in flight results screen. So in this sentence, I'm saying what is the system's response to the user's action. So when the user clicks on a particular flight on flight results, the system shall display the flight detail screen with complete airfare and other flight related information. So and so on the flow proceeds. When you see, whenever the user performs an action, there is an immediate response from the system which I have included. So when you ensure that in your functional requirement you have captured the user's action as well as the system's response to that particular action, your functional requirement is complete. These are the 2 elements that you have to keep in mind: user action and system's response to that action. And for the elements that has to be displayed on the screen, the data elements, I have kept a separate data dictionary, which I've mentioned here on the screen, that please refer to the data dictionary for the data elements that have to be displayed on the screen. Okay. So once I've written my positive flow, the next step will be to write the exception scenarios. So I have written just a handful of exceptional scenarios. You can think about more negative scenarios which can occur. So I have written an example like system does not find flights matching the criteria entered by the user. What will happen? System will display a message, no flights found. If system cannot connect to the flight database, what happens? He'll display a message, oops, connection problem, try later, and so on. So you can write a bunch of negative scenarios which occur in your screen, and so that's what step 2 is all about. So step 1, we think about only the positive flow. Step 2, we think about negative scenarios that can cause interruptions in the way our application is supposed to work. So once we have captured both of this, our next step will be to create a data dictionary. Now for creation of the data dictionary, I will show you a small data dictionary format that I have created here. If you can see here my screen. So in this data dictionary I have created in Excel format, which consists of the screen name and the name of the data elements that have to be displayed on that screen. So I have, for every data element, I have captured the name, the description, the values that should be displayed. Suppose it's a drop down, it should consist of a particular value. Then I have indicated, okay, these values should be displayed in the drop down. The type of control, whether it's a radio button, checkbox, text box, the default value which should appear selected when the screen loads, the validation, the bunch of validations that should fire when the screen is submitted. So all of that validation I have captured in the validation column, and the business rules. If there are any business rules pertaining to that particular field, then I have included that business rule. And subsequently a error message that should pop up in case of a validation failure or a business rule failure. So this is how I document the data elements that have to be captured in a screen. This is a very good practice to have all the data elements in one place in an Excel sheet or a Word document. That is absolutely up to you. But it is always advisable not to write these data elements in between your positive flow. Do not do that, because it affects readability. When you as a BA, when you are writing those fields inside your functional requirement, you might feel that it is quite explanatory, but a third person reading your document might find it very confusing. So when you have a whole bunch of fields that have to be displayed on a screen, then a better approach would be to do a data dictionary in an Excel sheet or a Word format, any format, but prepare a tabular list. Okay, tabular list which can help your development team quickly refer to, which field, what kind of validations we have to do, what is the business rule, and what is the error message, so that the number of queries that come back to you from the implementation teams is much lesser. When you take care of these few things, the number of queries which come back from your implementation team becomes much lesser, because they can straightforward refer to this table of information wherein all the essential elements are captured in one place. So that's what a data dictionary is all about. Next, our last step is about capturing non-functional and transition requirements. Now every screen might have a specific non-functional requirement associated with it, or some transition requirements, or we might write non-functional requirement from the project per se, from the entire. If you're developing a portal, from the portal per se, you will have a separate section, non-functional, and it is common for all the modules in the portal. You can have it that way also. Here I have included step 4 as non-functional, because there are certain non-functional requirements associated with this particular screen. Like for example, the book flight screen should have a load time of not more than 2 seconds. So this is a client requirement. They are saying that, okay, the book of flight module on the home page should not take more than 2 seconds to load. All flight details should be fetched from the flight database in not more than 3 seconds. And there is some flight data that has to be migrated from their old system to the new system. Prior to this module being uploaded in production, there is some migration activity also involved. So we have listed all of that as a step 4. If there are any non-functional or transition requirements associated with your screen, then you can document that also separately at the end of the module. So that's net the essential elements that have to be captured in our functional requirements. If you would like to receive a template of this functional requirements document, you can visit our website. The link is in the description box below, and you can download a free template of this functional requirement document and use it in your projects. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope this video was helpful to all of you. Thank you.